Hey, do you want to know about the different books that you need to prepare daily or regularly for your accounting? So in this episode, I'm going to talk about the different book of accounts that you need to prepare for your small business. Welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy. My name is Dennis Hilario and I'm here to help you in your digital transformation journey. Let the show begin. Hey, welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy. So today is the 10th episode. At last, I was able to do this regularly so far, every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'm super pumped today about the topic. Today is Wednesday, December 9, so 16 days before Christmas. So I know we're all looking forward to the Christmas this 2020 after all that has happened, the unfortunate things that has happened this year. But again, let's look forward for a positive year. And my name is Dennis Hilario, and I'm going to give you my best thoughts and my tips about the digital transformation, creativity, in innovation. And if you haven't already, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to this podcast or video podcast in whatever platform you are consuming this. So right now, I want to start with some thankful ideas. So my meditation today is being thankful. I usually practice daily gratitude. 3 things that I'm thankful for. Like right now, I'm thankful for my dogs. I actually would like to post some content about my dogs. One is a golden retriever named Tommy from Santo Tomas because I'm currently here. And then another dog named Lucy, a black Labrador. Lucy because I am from Lucena. And again, I'd like to share with you my journey in, taking care and grooming dogs and training them because I have learned a lot about dogs. So next thing that I'm grateful for is my current momentum in learning the Airtable. So airtable.com, kindly check it out. I would post some ideas on how to, say, digitalize your book of accounts using Airtable. And I'd like to share with you some templates so you can use in my next coming post in my YouTube channel. And the last thing that I'm thankful for, I'm excited about the upcoming launch of our HR and payroll product, the newest version. It's called Snap Payroll. I'm so excited to launch it and share it with you and share it with you for free, probably. So let's see. And probably another course about human resources, timekeeping, and payroll computation. So those are the 3 things that I'm thankful for today. I also recommend that you also practice it on a daily basis because that gives you a good way to start your day. So let's start diving to the main topic. So let's start with the expense book or the purchase book. So basically, the purchase or expense book shall be the record of all your expenses or purchases from a particular supplier or suppliers. So the important columns that should be included there shall be the date. Date is one of the most important, again, because of the accrual. When you say accrual, it is about recording the particular transaction, or in this case, the expense, in the period it was incurred, not the period it was paid. So that's important because in preparing your profit and loss, the expense should be accounted in the proper accounting period. So the next column should be the payee, who's the supplier or the payee of that expense. The document number, say the different document number shall be the invoice number of the supplier, or if you have an internal numbering, in addition to that, it will also be helpful for audit later on. The notes or the particulars of the transaction, what's the type of the expense, what's the nature of the expense, and then of course the amount, the gross amount, and then you add additional breakdown of the amount, the breakdown of the actual expense, and the VAT if the transaction is VAT applicable to VAT, and then what expense category in your chart of accounts. So later on, it will be used in posting to your general ledger to properly account for the expense. Say if the nature is office supplies, then you tag in office supplies expense. If the nature is marketing, you tag it to marketing. So again, in preparing this book of accounts, it can be manually prepared, but I strongly discourage it You can digitalize it using an Excel sheet or probably the Airtable that I mentioned earlier. And again, I will show you some templates later on. The most ideal thing is having accounting software because this book of accounts shall be prepared in real time automatically. So the next book of accounts that I want to discuss is the sales book. So in the sales book, there should also be the date. Again, the date of the invoice that you have prepared. So basically, the sales book shall be all the records of invoices or book sales in your business. So we have the date, we have of course, the customer information, the name, addresses, and TIN, and then the amount of the invoice. And then you also break it down, what is the net sales there, and what is the output VAT, and then the nature of the sales. If you have multiple types of services or goods that you want to break down in your P&L or profit and loss. And then lastly, of course, the invoice number or the document number of that particular record. The third important book that you need to prepare is your cash book. So basically, the cash book is all the receipts that you have issued to your customers, basically your collections, and all the disbursements or checks that you have issued to your suppliers. So normally, there should be a matching of your collection with your sales book, what particular invoice is you're matching it with. And then in your disbursement, there should also be a matching of what expense or supplier invoice you are matching the disbursement with. Then the next column can be your the receipt number or the check number, and then the particulars, what's the nature of that collection or your disbursement, the bank accounts that you used in disbursing the check, or the bank accounts where the collection was deposited. It's a little bit tricky because some collections are cash basis, so you can tag it on a cash on hand. Then later on, you do a fund transfer to deposit your bank account. And then lastly, if you can include a running balance in your cash book, the better, but it is not necessary. So that will be your cash book. Other books or reports that are prepared on a regular basis for your management reporting or your accounting are your inventory book. So basically, the in and out of your inventory. Then you have your accounts payable ledger. Again, the increase and decrease of your accounts payable. Then you have the receivable ledger, which is the decrease and increase of your receivables together with its running balance. And then you have your general ledger, which is the movement of each account in your chart of accounts. Then you have the journal registers if you do adjustments or manual journal entries on a monthly period or a regular basis. Some other notable reports are your petty cash ledger, basically the increase and decrease of your petty cash, purchase order book, all the purchases that you have ordered to your suppliers. You have your sales order book if you have sales orders as your source documents. And then your fixed asset or lapsing schedule. That's another topic, but that's one of the schedules or reports that you prepare in your accounting. So those things on top of financial reports are those reports that should be regularly prepared by a typical business in their accounting process. Okay, in my next episodes, I can probably talk about the different financial statements and how to interpret them, and then the month-end adjustments that you need to prepare, like accruals, depreciations, and whatnot. So that is it for this episode. So again, if you haven't already, please check out my Accounting Starter Digital Course for Small Business. Just check out accountingcourseph.com. And if you wish to see a more premium accounting software or a complete ERP or enterprise resource planning, just go to oneboxcloud.com/ERP demo. So thank you for listening, and I appreciate if you can rate this podcast and subscribe to it so you can be up to date with the next coming episodes. So thank you so much for watching and listening. DX your life and business. Have a great day.